This is Chris Ockley here May 3rd at Nerinx High School in Webster Groves, Missouri, talking with Collen Quigley, the Nerinx senior, who's having an outstanding finish to her great high school career. Let's go back just a little bit about your cross-country season. Just, amazing season. Just we're dominating races, and I don't know what your average margin of victory was, but it was, I think, over a minute. But then you get to state, and I'm sure you had to be disappointed with a third place finish when when you have high expectations. I think right there at the 2 mile mark, you and Jessica and Samantha were all together. Tell me about what that was like afterwards. And
sure. Well, like you said, I had a pretty successful season. We weren't in a lot of competitive meets, so I may have won by a good margin, but it was usually because I wasn't seeing very many competitive people, and so that was kind of unfair. But I was obviously really good competition at state, and so I was really excited for it and really pumped up about the race and stuff. But I just didn't have a good day. Stuff happened, that kind of thing. Felt pretty good at the start. We're all three together. I was really comfortable with that. That was kind of the game plan. And I do remember right after the 2 mile, there's a couple of those hills there in the back of the course, and Nightingale, her slim little body, runner, long distance body, was just like up the hill, and I was just like, not feeling it. So
yeah,
it happens. Didn't feel so great, but after the race, really disappointed. But then that gave me fueled the fire to go to regional Footlocker. I went 2 years ago. As a junior, but I was, I believe, 14th and top 10 qualified, so I was just out of the money. So I really wanted to go this year. I didn't want to finish my season with that place at state. I didn't want that to be the end of my cross-country season senior year. So I went to regionals with high hopes and get her done kind of attitude, and it happened for me. I was 9th, so that was really exciting. And then obviously Footlocker was the time of my life. Loved that. That was amazing. So.
Well, yeah, your junior year was just an amazing, probably the best finish by Missouri girls as a team overall, with 2 qualifiers, and Emily and Diane, and then you and Jessica and the teens, and several other, just amazing. But so you did have a few weeks after state to think about and get ready for Footlocker, and pulled out 9th place finish. And tell me about what that trip was like out there, and before even the race started, just the experience of it.
Well, we were there for like 4 days, I think. We got there on like Thursday, and the race was on Saturday, so we had plenty of time beforehand to get to know the people that we were going to race against, and that was really awesome, just because I didn't know a lot of them, but some of them I knew. Like, I met them at regionals, or the year before I had seen them or whatever. But we got to make a lot of new friends, and it was awesome because a lot of us didn't know each other, but we're all distance runners, and we all basically live the same life, practice, sleep, eat, kind of thing. So,
and I'm sure you'll get to know each other more and more over the years, competing in college and stuff.
It was like instant friends. And where are you going to school? And I'm looking at this place. And none of us had made a decision by then, so we're all talking about coaches and all that kind of stuff. So instant friends. It was just awesome. Great group of people.
Finished 20th, right? Okay, and I think all 10 Midwest girls pushing the top 20, which is unbelievable.
I was the last one to finish in the Midwest when I was 20th, so we pretty much mopped up.
yeah, that's impressive. I've got the list compiled of all the Missouri qualifiers and finishers, and that's a pretty nice list to be on. It's pretty small, so.
That's good.
And then you're named the Footlocker Cross Country Missouri Athlete of the Year. I'm sure that had to be nice, and add another trophy to your banner to your series.
Yeah, it was cool. I was named Gatorade Player of the Year. That was fun this year. So it's just kind of nice to see your work being, recognized, and it kind of pays off for that kind of thing. And then I can put that on my resume, and it gives me, a nice little boost, and you can say that to college coaches. And so it all pays off the hard work. But you're not really thinking about that during the season. Oh, I want to race hard so I can get Gatorade or whatever. It's like you're just doing it because you want to compete and whatever. But it's really nice to be recognized for it.
You made your college decision, decided on Florida State, and Coach Karen Harvey, who had a great career at Michigan, and then coached at Illinois, and then it's probably about her 4th year down at Florida State. Tell me what stood out about them and decided to head to.
Sure. Well, actually, Coach Harvey was basically the reason why I ended up going to Florida State. I visited a lot of places and I got some really good offers from people, but when I went down to visit, I guess it's just kind of one of those things where it just clicks and you know, it feels good and you're like, I can imagine myself being here. And when you compare like the teams or like, you know, what the other teams have done, they're all pretty much like, I could be successful anywhere, you know.
Right.
None of these would be a bad choice, but when it came down to it, it was just feeling comfortable with the team and the environment, and then Coach Harvey have complete confidence in what she's done, and her work with female runners is absolutely top notch, above the rest. So I was really excited about getting to be part of that.
Yeah. And looking back, you've had several top 2, top 3 finishes in cross and track, and I'm sure you're shooting for those state titles this year. But tell me about the Kansas relays. You ran the 32 on Friday, and then Saturday scratched the 8, and then came back and ran awesome in the 16. Tell me about what your thoughts were going into. And
yeah, sure. Well, I entered in all 3. Not sure if I was going to run in all of them. The 32 and the 800 on Friday, so I ran 32 and was thinking about the 800 and just kind of decided I really want to run a PR in the mile and go on the mile, especially with the whole qualifying thing that we had found out about on Friday.
Yeah.
So we decided to give it my best shot for the mile. I probably should do the 800, which in retrospect I think was a good idea.
Right.
So
oh yeah.
A little bit more fresh for the mile. Besides, the 800 is not really my event. I don't really like the 800, so I was trying to get out of it anyway. But the 2 mile went well on Friday, so that was a little confidence boost that I was able to do a little good run out there and get a nice PR, about I think like 9-second PR or something from last year. So
yeah.
That felt good. The weather couldn't have been better the whole weekend. So on Saturday it was a little windy, but really not bad. We can't complain. It's very weather. We barely get anything like that. So I wanted to seize the opportunity and do well there. So then Saturday was a good time. We had a really exciting race. We had, Jim Ryan was there, and that was all this hype and Jumbotron, the music playing, and all this fun stuff that made it like really exciting. And so the adrenaline was pumping. And then they told us they were going to have the tape at the finish line, so we're just excited about that. So it's one of the most fun meets I think we go to. State's another one that's really big, but everyone's just feeling super nervous and for state, so it kind of makes it less enjoyable, but this one's just really fun. Yeah,
2 PRs at 10:44.66 for the 32 and then 4:53.31 for the 16. Your 1600, I think your 3200 time, at least mile split database, is 34th nationally, and then the 1600 time puts you 18th nationally, and obviously winning puts you, got a opportunity to go to New York for the Adidas Grand Prix. You're gonna have to run a 450 mile, which I think converts to 4:48.3. I think is what the Big Red Gold Books says. So. What do you? I mean, obviously you've got goals of trying to make it to New York, but bigger priorities and winning a state title. Tell me what your thoughts are looking ahead. And
yeah, well, the way I see it is that this race in New York could be like the track version of Footlocker for me. And thinking about how fun that was and how lucky afterwards, I was like, wow, I was so lucky to be able to go, and so bummed I didn't get to go junior year. I was like, I could have done that 2 years in a row. That was awesome. So I'm thinking this could be another experience like that, and getting another fun race like that before I graduate would be awesome.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the amazing people that I'd be running against. So I'm really excited about that. A little bit nervous about the qualifying time, but I just hope to get in a couple of fast races here at the end of the season, and hopefully it will happen. And really looking forward to state again.
I'm sure the state titles are in your mind, but any goals of goal time? Obviously, we want to hit that 4:48 or 4:50 time, but also the state meet record, which was that 49 or 4:49?
I'm not actually sure, but I know it's right under 4:50. So I'd love to break 4:50. That'd be a really nice thing to even accomplish, just to say I did that, in high school. But so 3 seconds to go. Well, 3 and a little bit to go on. 3 seconds to go on that, and then hopefully, while trying to do that, I will also qualify at the same time. So breaking to 4:50 would be a nice barrier.
And if things go well, and you guys have a great state meet, could bring you guys might be in the trophy territory.
That's right. Me and Peyton ourselves did pretty well last year. Just the 2 of us. So hopefully, we're talking about maybe getting a 4x18 to go to state, but we'll have to see. I'd have to run a leg of it, and so I'd have the 4x8, the mile, the 2 miles. That might be kind of tough. But still talking about that, and even I think both me and Peyton have improved a lot from last year, so with the two of us, we should be able to bump up. We were 7th last year, so
right.
See that this year.
Well, congratulations on a great career so far, and hope you stay healthy and that things are, obviously, I know bright things are ahead for you, but hopefully things, you know, pan out